The alarm rang loudly. Red lights flashed everywhere. Marines surrounded her. She had no ID card, just a medical bag and strange-colored eyes. They called her a spy. They tied her hands. Then a scary message came, "Give us Angel 7 or people will die." The hero they thought was dead was sitting right there. Before watching full story, comment below from where you watching, also like and subscribe for more stories. The alarm screams through Camp Pendleton at 0347 hours. Red lights pulse across the concrete walls of Building 227, the classified intelligence hub where tomorrow's operations get planned today. Marines sprint through corridors. Boots hammer against steel floors. Radios crackle with urgent voices calling for lockdown protocols. Staff Sergeant Marcus Chen slams his hand against the emergency panel. Heavy doors slide shut with hydraulic hisses. His heart pounds as he scans the security monitors. Someone unauthorized is inside the building. During a code red. During a terrorist threat assessment meeting. This cannot be happening. All personnel, this is not a drill. His voice booms through the PA system. We have an unauthorized individual in Sector C. Security teams respond immediately. He checks his tactical vest, ensuring his sidearm sits ready. 20 years in the Marines taught him that threats come from unexpected places. Tonight proves that lesson again. In Sector C, a woman sits alone in a medical storage room. She wears faded jeans, a gray hoodie, and scuffed hiking boots. A worn medical bag rests beside her on the floor. Her dark auburn hair falls in a simple ponytail. No makeup. No jewelry except a simple silver chain around her neck. She looks tired, like someone who drove all night to get here. Her eyes are unusual. One green, one pale gray. Heterochromia. The kind of detail people remember. She checks her watch. 0348. She has maybe 2 minutes before security finds her. She closes her eyes and takes a slow breath. Her fingers rest calmly on her knees. No fidgeting. No panic. Just stillness. The door explodes open. Hands where I can see them. Staff Sergeant Chen fills the doorway, weapon drawn, flashlight blazing into her face. 3 more Marines pour in behind him, rifles up, ready. The woman raises her hands slowly, palms forward. She doesn't squint against the lights. Doesn't flinch at the weapons. Just meets Chen's eyes with that odd two-toned gaze. On your feet. Now. She stands smoothly. No sudden movements. No arguments. Who are you? How did you get in here? Chen's voice carries the controlled fury of a man whose security just got breached. I need to speak with Colonel Morrison, she says. Her voice is quiet but clear. No trembling. It's urgent. Chen's face darkens. You need to speak with the colonel? Lady, you just committed about 15 federal crimes. Who sent you? How did you bypass security? I walked through the front gate, she says simply. Bullshit. The front gate has biometric scanners, vehicle checks. I know. I walked through during the shift change. Gate personnel were responding to a false alarm at the east perimeter. Someone called in a suspicious vehicle. While they checked that, I came through. Chen's blood runs cold. She just described their exact vulnerability. The one they discussed in classified briefings. The one they're supposed to fix next quarter. Search her, he orders. A female Marine, Corporal Jessica Torres, steps forward. She pats down the woman professionally, checking for weapons, devices, anything dangerous. She finds nothing except a civilian smartphone in that medical bag. Torres unzips the bag. Inside, bandages, antiseptic, surgical tools, pain medication, a few vials of clear liquid. Standard field medical supplies. High quality. Military grade. She's clean except for this, Torres reports, holding up the bag. I'm a doctor, the woman says. Civilian trauma surgeon. I came because... You came because you're either incredibly stupid or working with whoever triggered our alarms, Chen interrupts. He pulls out zip tie restraints. Hands behind your back. She complies without protest. As Chen secures her wrists, more personnel crowd the doorway. Word spreads fast on a military base during a security breach. Officers. Enlisted. Everyone wants to see the mysterious woman who walked into a classified facility during a terrorist threat. Lieutenant Rebecca Walsh pushes through the crowd. She's the base's intelligence officer, sharp-eyed and suspicious by training. She looks at the woman with professional assessment. A woman, Walsh says with bitter amusement. Of course they sent a woman. Because we're supposed to look harmless, right? Less threatening? The mysterious woman doesn't respond. I've seen this tactic, Walsh continues. Send someone who looks civilian. Someone who doesn't fit the profile. Someone we might underestimate. She steps closer. But I don't underestimate anyone. Good, the woman says quietly. Neither do I. The words hang in the air. Something about her tone makes several Marines shift uncomfortably. Chin grabs her arm. You're coming with me. We have interrogation rooms designed for people like you. They march her through corridors while personnel stare. Some whisper. Some take photos on phones before superiors bark at them to stop. The woman walks calmly between her escorts, head up, posture straight despite bound wrists. If this story has you on the edge of your seat, hit that like button. You won't believe where this goes next. They reach interrogation room 3. Gray walls. Metal table. Chairs bolted to the floor. A two-way mirror on the north wall. Chin shoves her into a chair while Torres and 2 other Marines take positions by the door. Lieutenant Walsh enters carrying a tablet. Behind her comes Master Sergeant David Reynolds, the base's senior security officer. He's built like a linebacker with a shaved head and a permanent scowl. All right, Reynolds growls, slamming his hands on the table. Start talking. Who are you? Who sent you? What's your mission here? My name is Dr. Sarah Chen. Bullshit. Reynolds explodes. You walk into a secure facility during a credible terrorist threat, and you expect us to believe you're just some random doctor? I expect you to verify my credentials, she says calmly. Check my fingerprints. Check my medical license. I'm not random and I didn't come here for sightseeing. Walsh types on her tablet. Running prints now. Reynolds leans into the woman's face. What's in those vials in your bag? Poison? Biological agent? Chemical weapon? Morphine and antibiotics, she answers without flinching. Standard trauma supplies. You can test them. Oh, we will. Reynolds straightens. And when we find out there's something else, you're looking at life in prison. Minimum. She holds his stare with those mismatched eyes. One green. One gray. Unsettling. The door opens. A young tech specialist, Private First Class Tommy Kim, enters with a laptop. He looks nervous, barely 20 years old, still getting used to real-world military operations. Sir, Kim addresses Reynolds. The external threat, they've made contact. Everyone turns. The group claiming responsibility for tonight's breach, Kim continues, setting up his laptop. They sent a message. Encrypted. It took 15 minutes to decode. He swallows hard. They're demanding the base release someone. Or they'll activate explosives they claim to have planted around Camp Pendleton. Release who? Walsh demands. Kim pulls up the decoded message on screen. Everyone reads. We know she's there. We tracked her to your base. Give us Angel 7 or at 0600 hours we detonate. You have 2 hours. Silence. Reynolds looks at the woman in the chair. Angel 7. That's you? She doesn't answer. Answer me. No, she says quietly. Don't lie to me. I'm not Angel 7. Walsh frowns at her tablet. The fingerprint analysis just came back. It's weird. She shows Reynolds. Her prints match partial records in the military database, but the full file is classified above my clearance. Above yours too. Reynolds grabs the tablet, squinting at the screen. That's impossible. My clearance is, he stops. Studies the classification level. His face goes pale. That level of classification doesn't exist for ordinary personnel. That level is reserved for deep cover operatives, special mission units, people who officially don't exist. Make the call, Reynolds says slowly. Get Colonel Morrison. Now. While they wait, the tension in the room becomes suffocating. The woman sits perfectly still, breathing steady, heartbeat probably slower than everyone else's in the room. Torres notices this. She's studied enough combat psychology to recognize someone with serious training. Someone who's been in much worse situations than this. The door opens. Colonel James Morrison enters. He's 58, gray-haired, with eyes that have seen too many operations and lost too many good people. He served 3 decades across every major conflict zone. He's a legend at Camp Pendleton. He looks at the woman. His expression doesn't change, but something shifts in the room's energy. Everyone out, Morrison says quietly. Sir? Reynolds protests. This is a security situation. Protocol requires. I set out. Now. His tone leaves no room for argument. Reynolds, Walsh, Torres, Kim, they all file out, confused and frustrated. The door closes. Morrison stands there for a long moment just looking at her. Then he pulls out a knife and cuts her restraints. Alex, he says softly. We thought you were dead. She rubs her wrists where the zip ties left marks. That was the idea. Kabul. 3 years ago. The embassy extraction. We recovered 6 bodies from that helicopter crash. Yours was one of them. Dental records. DNA. Closed casket funeral. Your team came home in flag-draped coffins. 5 of us died that night, she says. I didn't. Morrison sits heavily in the opposite chair. What? Why let everyone think? Because the mission wasn't over. Because someone in our command structure sold us out. We were compromised before Wheels Up. Someone wanted my team dead, Colonel. Wanted us buried before we could report what we discovered. Veterans reading this will know, you don't fake your own death unless the threat is bigger than you can face alive. Share this with someone who understands sacrifice. Morrison's jaw tightens. What did you discover? That terrorist cell we were tracking? They had American military equipment. Not captured gear. Not black market purchases. Brand new, still in packaging with procurement codes from U.S. supply chains. Someone with access to our logistics systems was arming our enemies. Jesus Christ. I spent 3 years underground, Colonel. 3 years tracking the supply chain. Following the money. Finding the mole. She meets his eyes. I found him. He's here. On this base. And tonight's terrorist threat? Is not random. They're after me because I got too close. Morrison stands abruptly, pacing. Oh, give me a name. Not yet. If I'm wrong, I destroy an innocent person's career. If I'm right and tip our hand too early, he disappears and takes his evidence with him. I need access to your intelligence files. I need to verify one more connection. Alex, your fingerprints are in the system now. Reynolds will figure it out. Walsh will dig. By morning, everyone will know you're alive. Good. Because at 0600, our mole is planning to disappear. Tonight's terrorist threat is cover. He'll use the chaos to wipe servers, destroy evidence, and vanish. We have, she checks her watch, 92 minutes to stop him. The door suddenly bursts open. Reynolds stands there, breathing hard, holding a printed photograph. Sir, you need to see this. He holds up the image. It's old, grainy, showing a special operations team in desert camouflage. 7 soldiers. 1 kneeling in front, center. Her face is younger, harder, but unmistakable. This photo was taken 8 years ago, Reynolds says slowly. DevGru operations. Classified mission. The woman in this picture. He looks at her. The woman in this picture is Captain Alexandra Reese. Tactical call sign, Angel 7. Officially killed in action 3 years ago in Kabul. Outside the room, word spreads like wildfire. Marines crowd the corridor. Everyone wants to see. Angel 7. The legend. The ghost. Torres pushes through to the window, staring. I've heard the stories, she whispers. My instructor at Quantico told us about her. Said she single-handedly held off 40 hostiles in Syria for 6 hours while evacuating civilians. Said she performed emergency surgery on herself in the field after taking shrapnel. Said she was the best tactical combat medic DevGru ever produced. Kim pulls up files on his laptop. Oh my God. She has 3 Navy crosses. 2 silver stars. Purple Heart with 4 clusters. She trained half the current SEAL teams. The manual we use for tactical medicine? She wrote it. Walsh stares at the woman through the glass. Understanding dawns, mixed with horror at how they treated her. We zip-tied a national hero. Inside the room, Reynolds can't look away from Alex. The legend said Angel 7 was 7 feet tall. Said she could shoot a target from 2 miles away. Said she survived injuries that should have killed her 10 times over. Alex stands slowly. Legends always exaggerate. I'm 5'7". I'm a decent shot but not superhuman. And I survived because I had the best team in the world watching my back. Most of them died protecting me. So no, I'm not legendary. I'm just stubborn. She pulls back her sleeve, revealing her right forearm. A massive scar runs from wrist to elbow, surgical and precise. Shrapnel from an IED in Mosul. I performed surgery on myself to remove it because extraction was 12 hours out and I was bleeding out. Not heroic. Just necessary. She turns, lifting her shirt slightly on the left side. Another scar, this one jagged, angry. Bullet wound. Mogadishu. Went through my intestines. Field medic kept me alive long enough for evac. He died 2 weeks later in an unrelated operation. Staff Sergeant Marcus Williams. He was 26. Had a daughter he never met. The room is silent. She pulls down her collar, revealing a small tattoo on her collarbone. 7 stars in a constellation. Each star represents a team member I lost. I carry them with me. Morrison's voice is rough. Alex, you don't have to. Yes, I do. She faces Reynolds. You asked who I am. This is who I am. I'm a soldier who lost her team. I'm a doctor who couldn't save everyone. I'm a woman who faked her death to catch a traitor. I'm not a legend. I'm just someone who keeps going because stopping means their sacrifices meant nothing. If you're not following this channel yet, hit subscribe. This story gets even more intense. Reynolds slowly comes to attention. Then, in a gesture that stuns everyone, he removes his cover and salutes. Not the casual salute of daily routine. The slow, deliberate salute reserved for the fallen. For heroes. Ma'am, he says quietly. I apologize. I didn't know. You were doing your job, Master Sergeant. No apology needed. Torres enters, followed by Kim and Walsh. They all look at Alex differently now. Not as a threat. As something else entirely. Morrison checks his watch. We have 84 minutes before 0600. Talk fast, Captain. What's the play? Alex pulls out a small flash drive from her pocket. Everything's on here. 3 years of investigation. Financial records. Encrypted communications. Supply chain documentation. The mole has been selling equipment and intelligence to hostile forces since before my team's mission. He knew we were getting close. He arranged our deaths. When I survived, he thought I'd died in hiding. Now he knows I'm here and he's panicking. Who is it? Walsh demands. I need to access your intelligence servers first. One final verification. If I'm wrong. You're not wrong, Kim interrupts, typing frantically on his laptop. I'm seeing anomalies in tonight's security logs. Someone accessed classified files at 0312 hours. 45 minutes before the alarm. Someone downloaded operational data and initiated a wipe protocol that's timed to complete at 0600. Can you trace the access point? Morrison asks. Already did. The login credentials belong to. Kim's face goes white. They belong to Major Bradley Hawkins. Intelligence Operations Officer. He's been on this base for 6 years. Alex nods slowly. Hawkins. He was the one who briefed my team before Kabul. He had access to our flight plans. Our routes. Our communications protocols. He sold us to the enemy for $2 million. The room erupts in anger. Marines swearing. Walsh pacing. Reynolds looks ready to tear down walls with his bare hands. Where is he now? Morrison's voice cuts through the chaos. Kim checks. His ID badge last pinged in Building 122. The communications hub. He's probably there right now, making sure the data wipe completes. We need to move, Alex says. If he realizes we're onto him, he'll run. He has escape plans. False identities. Money hidden offshore. We get one shot at this. Morrison nods. Reynolds, assemble a tactical team. Torres, coordinate with base security. Kim, can you delay that data wipe? I can try, but he'll know someone's interfering. Do it anyway. Buy us time. Morrison turns to Alex. Can you still operate? She meets his eyes. I'm a SEAL, Colonel. We don't retire. We just reload. The team moves fast. Within 6 minutes, they're geared up. Alex trades her civilian clothes for tactical gear Torres provides. It fits perfectly. Like coming home. She checks a Glock 19, her preferred sidearm. Muscle memory takes over. Magazine out, inspect, magazine in, chamber check, safety. Her hands move with practiced precision. 3 years underground didn't dull her skills. If anything, they sharpen them. Reynolds approaches with body armor. Ma'am, I know you probably don't need. I'll wear it. Thank you, Master Sergeant. He helps adjust the straps. His hands shake slightly. He's suiting up a legend. Later, he'll tell this story to his grandchildren. Walsh has a question. Captain, why come back now? Why not send the evidence remotely? Why risk exposing yourself? Because Hawkins isn't working alone. He has at least 2 accomplices on this base. People in positions to cause serious damage. If I send evidence remotely, they'd be warned and scatter. I need to be here. Need to identify all of them. Need to ensure none escape. The team moves through Camp Pendleton like shadows. 8 operators. Best the base has. Reynolds, Torres, Walsh, Kim, and 4 other Marines handpicked for their skills. And Alex, the ghost leading the living. Building 122 looms ahead. 3 stories. Reinforced concrete. Multiple entry points, all monitored. Hawkins chose his location well. Easy to defend. Easy to monitor approaches. Alex signals the team to halt. She studies the building through night vision. He knows we're coming. The question is whether he's fortified inside or preparing to run. Thermal imaging shows 3 heat signatures inside, Torres reports, checking her equipment. 1 on the ground floor. 2 on the second floor. Moving around, not stationary. He brought backup. Alex adjusts her grip on her rifle. Standard protocol would be surround and call for surrender. But if we do that, he triggers the data wipe immediately and we lose evidence linking his accomplices. So what do we do? Reynolds asks. Alex smiles slightly. It's not a warm smile. It's the smile of a predator who's been hunting for 3 years and finally cornered her prey. We do what SEALs do best. We adapt. She hands Kim her flash drive. If something happens to me, everything's on here. Promise me you'll see it through. Nothing's going to happen to you, ma'am. Humor me, Private. Kim takes the drive with shaking hands. I promise. Alex moves to the building's south entrance. It's a service door rarely used, covered by cameras. She studies the lock. Military grade. Electronic. Requires keycard and code. She pulls a small device from her medical bag. It looks like a smartphone but isn't. Custom hardware. Black market tech acquired during her underground years. She holds it against the card reader. Torres watches, fascinated. Is that illegal? Yes. Effective? Also yes. The lock clicks. The door opens silently. Alex enters first. The corridor inside is dark except for emergency lights. Her night vision turns everything green and gray. She moves like water, silent and smooth, rifle up, checking corners, clearing angles. The Marines behind her follow her lead, matching her pace. A door ahead. Close. Light visible underneath. Alex signals. 1 hostile inside. Prepare for contact. She stacks up beside the door. Reynolds takes position opposite. Torres and 2 other Marines cover the corridor. Walsh and Kim stay back, providing overwatch. Alex counts down with her fingers. 3, 2, 1. Reynolds kicks the door. It explodes inward. Alex flows through, rifle up, scanning for targets. The room is a communications hub. Servers line the walls. Monitors display scrolling code. And standing in the center, hands on a keyboard, is a young man in Marine uniform. He spins, reaching for a sidearm. Don't. Alex's voice cracks like a whip. The young Marine freezes. He's maybe 23, terrified, clearly not a trained operative. His name tape reads Garcia. Hands up. Step away from the keyboard. Garcia obeys, hands shaking. I didn't want to do this. He said he'd kill my family. He showed me pictures of my mom, my sister. He knows where they live. I didn't have a choice. Reynolds secures Garcia while Alex checks the computer. The data wipe is running. 52% complete. She pulls a cable from her pocket, jacks into the server and starts typing commands. Kim appears beside her. Can you stop it? He encrypted it. Triple layer security. I can slow it down, but I can't stop it without the master password. Which only Hawkins has. Exactly. Torres calls from the corridor. Captain, we've got movement on the second floor. 2 hostiles heading for the roof access. Alex makes a decision. Kim, keep working on this. Slow it any way you can. Everyone else with me. They hit the stairs fast, boots pounding on metal steps. Second floor. Third floor. Roof access door ahead, standing open. Cold night air rushes through. Alex emerges onto the roof. The entire base spreads below, lights twinkling in the darkness. And there, at the far edge, 2 figures. One is Major Bradley Hawkins. Tall, fit, 50 years old, distinguished looking. The man who betrayed his country for money. The other is a woman Alex recognizes from her research. Captain Jennifer Mills. Communications officer. One of Hawkins' accomplices. Hawkins holds a detonator. A real one this time, not the fake terrorist threat. That's close enough, Alex. Or should I call you Angel 7? The ghost who wouldn't stay dead. Alex approaches slowly, rifle aimed at his center mass. It's over, Bradley. We have Garcia. We have your communications. We have 3 years of evidence. Evidence that's being deleted as we speak. We backed it up. Every file. Every transaction. Every communication. It's already in the hands of Naval Criminal Investigative Service. By dawn, they'll have warrants for all of you. Hawkins' confidence falters. You're bluffing. Am I? You know my reputation. Do I bluff? Behind Alex, the team spreads out, creating a perimeter. No escape routes. Hawkins realizes this. His hand tightens on the detonator. This device is rigged to explosives in 3 locations on base. The armory. The fuel depot. The enlisted barracks. If I trigger it, hundreds die. Alex keeps her rifle steady. No, it's not. What? There are no explosives. You created a fake terrorist threat to justify accessing classified systems. You needed cover for your data theft. But you didn't have time to plant real explosives. You barely had time to recruit Garcia before we figured you out. Share this with someone who needs to see that justice always catches up to traitors. Hawkins' expression darkens. You've always been too smart, Alex. That's why I wanted you dead. Your team was close to discovering the supply chain. I couldn't risk it. So you sold us out. Had us ambushed. Watched us die. 5 of you died. You survived. That was unfortunate. Alex's finger tightens on her trigger. Every instinct screams to fire. To end the man who murdered her team. Who caused 3 years of pain. Who forced her to live as a ghost. But she doesn't. I'm not going to kill you, Bradley. You're going to stand trial. You're going to face every family member of every soldier you betrayed. You're going to spend the rest of your life in Leavenworth, knowing that your greed accomplished nothing. That you failed. Colonel Morrison's voice crackles over her radio. Captain Reese, NCIS has arrived. They're taking custody. Hawkins looks around wildly. Realizes he has no moves left. He drops the detonator, which is indeed fake, and raises his hands. Mills surrenders without fight, crying, begging for mercy. Reynolds cuffs them both while Torres reads them their rights. The operation is over. Cling. No shots fired. No casualties. As NCIS agents escort the prisoners away, Marines start gathering on the roof. They come to see. To witness. Word has spread through the entire base. Angel 7 is alive. Angel 7 returned. Angel 7 brought down a traitor. Alex removes her helmet. Her auburn hair spills out, sweat-soaked but free. Those mismatched eyes scan the crowd. She sees faces young and old. Enlisted. Officers. People who serve the same mission she served her entire adult life. 3 years ago, she says, her voice carrying across the roof, I lost my team. 5 brave men and women who died because someone betrayed them. I've spent every day since then hunting their killer. Honoring their sacrifice. Ensuring their deaths meant something. She pauses, collecting herself. I couldn't save them. But I could save the next team. The next mission. The next generation of warriors who deserve leaders they can trust. That's what tonight was about. Not revenge. Justice. Accountability. Protecting the people who protect us. The crowd is silent, hanging on every word. I know what people say about me. The legends. The myths. But I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not special. I'm just a soldier who refused to quit. Who refused to let bad people win. Who believed that one person fighting for the right reasons can make a difference. She looks at Torres. I saw you in that interrogation room. You were professional. Thorough. You didn't let my civilian appearance make you careless. That's good instinct. Trust it. To Reynolds. You treated me as a threat until you had evidence otherwise. That's exactly right. Never let your guard down. Never assume. To Kim. You noticed the anomalies in the security logs. Details others missed. That attention to detail? That's what stops threats before they happen. Keep developing that skill. To Walsh. You understood tactical deception. You saw through the surface to the strategy underneath. That intelligence mindset is critical. The military needs more officers like you. She turns to Morrison. Colonel, I need to ask you something. Name it, Captain. The evidence we gathered tonight reveals a network. Hawkins wasn't the top of the chain. He reported to someone higher. Someone with access to even more sensitive operations. The investigation is far from over. It's going to require a specialized team. People who can operate in gray areas. People with diverse skills. People who won't quit until the job is done. Morrison nods slowly. You're talking about a task force. I'm talking about recruiting the people in this crowd. The ones who prove themselves tonight. Torres has combat instinct and dedication. Kim has technical expertise. Garcia, once we clear him of coercion charges, has insider knowledge of how the system was compromised. Reynolds has leadership and tactical experience. Walsh has intelligence analysis skills. Together we could trace this network to its source. You want to build a team. I want to finish what my original team started. The sky is lightning. Dawn approaches. The base around them comes to life as the night shift ends and day shift begins. A new day. A new mission. Morrison extends his hand. Captain Alexandra Reese, on behalf of the United States Navy, welcome back from the dead. Your country needs you. She shakes his hand. I never left, Colonel. I was just working undercover. Over the next hour, she meets with each potential team member. Torres accepts immediately, tears in her eyes, honored to serve with a legend. Reynolds accepts with a salute and a promise to follow her into hell if necessary. Kim accepts nervously, then with growing confidence as she explains the technical challenges ahead. Walsh accepts thoughtfully, already analyzing the intelligence implications. Garcia accepts with gratitude, understanding this is his chance at redemption. They gather in a briefing room as the sun rises. 7 people. Different backgrounds. Different skills. United by one purpose. Alex stands at the head of the table. Behind her, a screen displays a map with red dots marking locations across the globe. Supply chain endpoints. Financial transfers. Shell corporations. The network is vast. This is bigger than one trader on one base, she begins. This is an organized effort to undermine American military operations. Someone is selling our secrets, our equipment, our tactics, our soldiers' lives. And they're doing it from inside our own structure. She clicks to the next slide. A shadowy organizational chart with question marks at the top. We don't know who leads this network. We don't know how high it goes. But we're going to find out. We're going to dismantle it piece by piece. And we're going to ensure that every person responsible faces justice. Reynolds leans forward. What's our first move? Hawkins had a contact. Someone he reported to monthly. Digital dead drops. Encrypted communications. Kim, I need you to trace those communications. Find the next link in the chain. Kim nods, already typing on his laptop. Walsh, analyze the supply chain. Find patterns. Where is equipment going? Who's receiving it? Build me a profile of the next target. On it. Torres, Garcia, I need you to interview everyone who worked with Hawkins. Friends, colleagues, subordinates. Someone saw something. Someone knows something. Find it. Yes, ma'am. Reynolds, coordinate with base security. I want every person who accessed classified systems in the last 6 months vetted. Every access logged. Every anomaly investigated. Consider it done. Alex looks at each of them. This won't be easy. It won't be quick. We're going up against people with resources, connections, and no conscience. They'll fight back. They'll try to discredit us. They'll threaten us. She smiles that predators smile again. But we have something they don't. We have truth. We have loyalty. We have each other. And we have the memory of every soldier who died because of their greed. That's more powerful than any weapon they possess. The team responds with nods, determined faces, and renewed purpose. Morrison watches from the doorway. He's seen many operations in his career. Many teams. Many leaders. But this moment feels different. Feels important. Like he's witnessing the birth of something legendary. Captain, he says. You'll have full support from command. Anything you need. Anywhere you need to go. Your team has operational authority. Thank you, Colonel. As the team disperses to begin their tasks, Torres hangs back. Captain, can I ask you something? Of course. Why me? Why choose me for this team? I'm just a corporal. There are more experienced Marines on this base. Alex regards her thoughtfully. Do you remember what you said earlier? About women being underestimated? Yes, ma'am. You understand something that experience alone can't teach. You understand what it means to be dismissed, to be doubted, to have to prove yourself twice as hard for half the recognition. That understanding makes you more perceptive, more determined, more dangerous to our enemies. She puts a hand on Torres' shoulder. I spent my career being underestimated because I'm a woman, being told I'm too small, too weak, too emotional. But I used that. I let people underestimate me. Then I proved them devastatingly wrong. You have that same fire. I can see it. Use it. Torres straightens, pride and determination in her eyes. I won't let you down. I know you won't. If this story inspired you, hit that subscribe button. We're telling stories that matter. Stories about real heroes. Real courage. Real sacrifice. The next 3 days pass in a blur of investigation. Kim traces Hawkins' communications to a secure server in Berlin. Walsh identifies supply chain irregularities connecting to contractors in 3 countries. Torres and Garcia interview dozens of personnel, building a picture of Hawkins' network. Reynolds tightens base security, implementing new protocols that plug the vulnerabilities. And Alex coordinates it all, seeing patterns, connecting dots, building the case. On day 4 they have their next target. Commander Richard Stoltz, Walsh announces, pulling up his file. Navy contractor. Former intelligence officer. Currently manages logistics for special operations procurement. Based in Virginia. Access to equipment requisitions across all branches. He's the next link, Kim confirms. Hawkins reported to him monthly. Digital dead drops show communications about shipments and packages. Code for illegal transfers. Alex studies Stoltz's photo. Distinguished, decorated, trusted. The perfect cover for treason. We need evidence, she says. Solid. Irrefutable. Something that will hold up in military court. How do we get that? Torres asks. Alex's eyes gleam. We run an operation. We offer him something he can't resist. Something that will make him expose himself. Morrison, who's been observing the briefing, speaks up. You're talking about a sting operation. Using yourself as bait. Not just me. The team. We create a scenario where Stoltz believes he can acquire critical intelligence. Something valuable enough to risk exposure. When he takes the bait, we document everything. Reynolds frowns. That's dangerous. If he suspects. He won't suspect. Because we're going to use his own greed against him. We're going to make him believe he